Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Solomon Kane. It's a movie starring James Purefoy, who I don't recall seeing in literally anything else, Pete Postlethwaite, may he rest in peace, as well as Max von Sydow, who was the elderly gentleman from Minority Report. So, this movie, set in ancient times, and Solomon Kane is a bad guy who's conquering things, and he gets to some throne room, and a demon comes out and is like, "I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker!" I'm paraphrasing. And because you're a sinner and you're bad. And then, James is like, "I'm out." Or I guess Solomon Kane is like, "Bye, I'm gonna run away, and I'm gonna change my life and cover myself in religious things to try and keep the devil from finding me, but I'm not gonna do anything bad anymore, so that you can't come get me because I'm a bad person, because I'm not a bad person anymore." And then, so that's the story, which by itself that could work, but they start the movie where Solomon Kane is in the middle of a battle and he's trying to get through some throne room or to some throne room with some gold, and the thing is that the size of the castle makes the amount of gold in that throne room pathetically small. When you have seen National Treasure and, I don't know, Aladdin, when you see just a treasure that small, given the size of that castle, and it seems like the number of people they had to go through to get it, I just feel like he wouldn't be overwhelmed by that amount of gold, and he seems to be pretty happy with that amount. And I'm like, I don't know exact, gold to ship cost ratio, but I feel like that's not enough for your men. But whatever. So, and then not only that, but he dramatically uses his pistol twice. Once, right at the beginning, when, so he's killed a bunch of dudes with his swords. Still has his swords. And then, some dude he's, interrogating for information of, where's the throne room? Okay, it's a castle. You're gonna find the throne room. It's not the largest thing in the world. It's not like a Harry Potter castle that'll just have, infinite doors and everything else. And where the guy points to you is just the only direction you could possibly have gone. And then you're like, sweet, that's all we need to know. Now I'm going to kill you. You didn't need to interrogate him anyway if you're just going to go down the big open pathway. You know what I mean? That was just, they're trying to establish he's a bad guy because he kills the guy that he was, getting information from. But A, he's still your enemy, whatever. B, he uses his gun. He says something quippy and then uses his gun on the guy. You still have your swords. Why would you use, because this is musket time periods, so he has a pistol, but it's a one-shot pistol. Why are you wasting your one shot on somebody who's already incapacitated, essentially, and directly in front of you? Just stick him with your sword, move on with your day, save that pistol. Whatever. So then, 5 minutes later, they're in some passageway, and all of his men keep on getting killed by these supernatural things, and he's like, "No, we have to keep going." And then one of his dudes tries to run. He's like, this is suicide, I'm running away. So he shoots him in the back. See, that's an appropriate time to use your pistol. When somebody's too far to sword, that's when you use your pistol. But then he's like, "Men, follow me." And they're like, "All right, yeah, we're going to follow you." Even though you just shot one of your own guys to, establish that you're the bad guy. And also, again, single shot pistols, you didn't look like you had a whole bunch of them left. But sure, your guys are, I guess, inspired by that to continue on through this dangerous passageway. And then the guy being like, you're a bad person. I don't know. How bad was he really? Yeah, he shot his guy who was running away. That is bad. I agree. But is he bad enough for a demon to be like, "I'm going to take your soul to hell with me"? I don't know, man. I feel like in this time period, mutiny or cowardice or whatever, could be met by that sort of response by a variety of people that would not be demon hunting worthy. So, and then also in this whole opening sequence, they don't do a good enough job of establishing how amazing of a warrior he is, that he has this reputation later on in the movie of oh, that's Solomon Kane. Oh, I know him because he's such an amazing warrior. I don't know. I didn't really see that. I didn't really see him being the worst guy that deserves a demon coming after him. And I didn't see him being the best swordsman ever or the greatest warrior person ever. And I don't know if it was just sort of how Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, how they cast two actors that just didn't have really great chemistry or didn't exude machismo in certain areas that they needed to be formidable. But he just did not feel like somebody who was a great warrior. he did some decent action later on in the movie, but I say decent, not like amazing warrior worthy. Now, if you watch Medieval with Ben Foster, that's an excellent warrior. That I get. That gives me the feel of like a guy who men would follow. I didn't ever get that from James Purefoy's character. Solomon Kane, it just never clicked as him being the guy that A demon would hunt, and B was like an amazing warrior. Like I never saw it. Maybe it's based off of a Bible-y thing or something. Like I don't know what it's based off of. Maybe it's just a regular ass book. It feels Bible-y. But I never got that. And another one of the reasons it feels like it's based off of a book of some kind is because, so he runs away, or, falls out a window, and then he retreats and is in an abbey, or a bunch of Christian-y religious people are in this spot, right? And he's just chilling. He's studying ancient texts and whatnot to try and continue covering himself in runic symbols to protect himself from the demons finding him, and he's just doing good or whatever. And so then one of the priests is like, hey man, you gotta go. It's been a year. Because, they do like a 1 year later, and he's like, you gotta go. He's like, but I haven't been a nuisance. I've been helpful. Like, I'm just doing my thing here. I'm trying to hide out. Like, why do I have to go? And essentially, the priest is like, because. He offers, like, he's not like, you're a nuisance, you're a drain on resources, you make us unsafe by you being here. No legitimate or rational or really any explanation is given other than your journey lies elsewhere. Like, you need to go because I said so. No real reason. And why we waited this long. There's no logical reason given why now is the time that you need to go. Not earlier and not later from now, but right now is when you need to leave. Okay? And then, like, they do a point of showing him with his big-ass beard in this year time period. And so then he leaves. And in the, like, montage of him going away, he goes, like, the first little bit of the montage, he has the beard. And then, like, just seconds into the montage, they take away the beard. They don't show him shaving or anything. And it's not like he's out of the cold area. Like, it's in a cold area to start with. And then at the start of the montage, he's still in a cold area. Next scene, he's still, like, he no longer has the beard, but he's still in a cold environment, and then he eventually gets a slightly warmer one. And it's like, why'd you shave the beard? Why did you have the beard? Why, like, you make it, if you have the beard, there needs to be I don't know, insufficient information about the beard is what I have to say. So then you meet Peace Postlewhite and his family, and, bad guys are afoot, and he has to do this whole, like, I can't harm anything. It's like, but you should. These guys are bad. If you take out bad guys, you're not a bad guy for taking out bad guys. I'm just saying. And he's like, okay, cool. Yeah, so I didn't get leading man material from James Purefoy about this, and it just, yeah, the fighting was okay. It's not the worst by far, but it's also by far not the best medieval fight scenes that I've seen. And given the year that this movie was produced, I think it was like 2012 or 2009, somewhere around in there, I feel like that should have had better quality fights at that, like, by then. So, generally disappointing movie, just not great logical reasons behind things. I feel like it was, if you'd read the book, you would know. But I didn't read the book, so I don't know. And I didn't get it. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel leading man from him, and also, so semi-spoilers, because it's like mid-ish way, maybe a little bit further through the movie, so spoiler alert. But, so, he's chasing after this girl that got kidnapped, and it's like his whole life's mission. It's like, I will return her. That was my dying, or like, my promise that I made to you, you die, like, I'm going to save this girl. That is my whole purpose in life. If I save her, maybe I can save my soul. And then he comes across one of the guys that was probably part of the group that kidnapped her, and he, like, takes him, and he's like, hey, where is she at? And he's like, not gonna tell you. And then he's like, cool, I'm gonna toss you in with these fucking, like, demon shit, and have you die that way. Okay, fine, I'll tell you. And, she's dead. And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, she's dead. And he's like, I don't believe you. He's like, why would I lie to you? I'm trying to live here. And then he's like, I don't believe you, and then tosses him in with the demons. But then proceeds to believe that guy. So, one guy who is trying to survive your torture / threatening to kill him and throw him to a place with torture says that she's dead. Like, just one lowly peon is like, oh, she's dead. Probably doesn't even have a good understanding of who she is, even if she was actually dead. And it's so dumb because then he just gives up on life and he goes to drinking, and then people see him and they're like, oh, you should lead us to this rebellion against these bad guys. And he's like, no, nothing matters anymore. Drink, drink, drink. And then they like nail him to a cross. And then magically she's in her little cage rolling by and she's like, Solomon, Solomon. And then he like realizes that she's not dead, so he yanks himself off of this cross and then like, kills a bunch of people and goes to try and save her. Like, why would you believe that she was dead from just this one guy saying so? And why wouldn't you ask for more information? Like, where's her body? Maybe I can bring it back to the guy. Like, maybe I can take out the rest of your buddies that killed her as like a vengeance thing. Nope, just gonna be sad and drink. Doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. Like a lot of things in this movie. Enough things in this movie that I didn't really care for it. So, yeah. I don't really recommend this movie if you like your storyline to make logical sense, but if you want okay-ish fight scenes in a medieval time period with a guy that hasn't been in a lot of things that are medieval, then I guess give this movie a shot. Also, Pete Postlethwaite, whatever, is great in this movie as always. Doesn't have the longest time in the movie, but I think he was, rest in peace, an excellent actor. So, there's that. So that's really all I have for this movie. Gonna go with thumbs down, but thanks for watching. Bye.